Have you ever wondered to yourself, can I have more trackers active, some for sound and some for lighting at different refresh rates? Now in the Actors tab under Tracker Settings, this is all possible. We have the ability to say who we want at a high update rate and who we want at a low, and how much of each. I'm working with Mini, so my default is 5 trackers at 19.5 Hz. When I scale the amount of active trackers back at a high refresh rate, I can see that I can have 2 trackers active at 39.7 Hz. This will make them more reactionary on the starts and the stops. Or I can go in the other direction and I can have 10 active trackers but only at about 7.9 Hz. This isn't going to work very well for lighting. A reason for this tool would be when we want to have so many trackers for lighting, but then we want more trackers for sound. Sound trackers don't need as high of an update rate. Within the low update rate, what it's doing is it's looking at the slots. And it's saying, okay, I have 1 slot and it's dividing it into sub-slots. Right now, I have 2 trackers using 1 slot each for a high update rate, and I'm using 2 slots, but I can use 6 trackers because we're dividing that slot by 3. That's what this 1/2, 1/3, and 1/4 setting are doing. They're taking the 1 time slot and they're either dividing it in half, by 3, or by 4, giving us more active trackers within 1 slot. If I take my slots and divide it in half, now when I bring my cursor 1 tick to the right, I'm using 1 slot with 2 subslots, giving me 2 trackers at a refresh rate of 13.2. When using 2 slots, now I have 4 trackers with a refresh rate of 9.9 Hz. This is the same if I want to divide it in thirds. 1 tick gives me 3 trackers at 8.8 Hz, and then 2 slots gives me 6 trackers at 6.6 Hz. And then lastly, when I divide it into fourth, it's the same concept. I now have with 1 time slot 4 trackers at 6.6 Hz, 2 time slots would be 8 trackers, and 3 time slots 12. You get the idea. You may have noticed when you move either update rate handle, it moves the other. This is because there's only so many time slots. These settings are determining how they will be broken up, and so they are working with each other. Now, with my 2 trackers at about 20 Hz for lighting and my 6 trackers at about 6 Hz for sound, it's time to determine who gets what in our actors list. Within each actor, we're determining what the tracker's update rate will be. So click on the actor, and you'll see in the update rate section here at the bottom, you can say if you want it to be a high or a low. I already have my actor 1 set to high, so I'm going to set my actors 2 through 6 to low. These will be my ones I'm using for sound tracking for this show. And just like with any setting in the show editor, this needs to be uploaded to the server to take effect. The last piece of information I want to leave you with is found in the analyzer. When filtered down to the tracking information, I can easily see what the max update rate and the min update rate are. This is the settings we just set in tracking settings, but I like to come here to confirm that this is exactly what's outputting out of StackTrack. And there you go. Now it's time to start setting your high and low update rate trackers.